learn how to take agency for all actions around you. In other words, you know how to make your own stretcher. You know how to make your own chair. You know how to run your own gas line. You know how to run your own electricity.
Your own alphabet. I did 13 years.
Awesome. Yeah. Oh, you're with me.
No, I did that in New York City, man.
Oh yeah.
13 years over here.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're a Waldorf teacher, or you?
No, I went to this school from kindergarten to 12th grade.
Oh, the one on the Upper Side.
78.
Yeah. I was actually, when I got out of college, I was going to teach there. Dang. I taught Waldorf in Russia for like a year.
My painting teacher in Waldorf was amazing. She would throw chairs at you. You haven't seen that? Get out of my class. Go to the museum.
So, yeah, that would be my 20-minute
TED Talk. That's great.
Thank you.
Well, should we?
I'm trying to train myself how to think about having kids. But Clarky and I live next to each other.
Probably wouldn't be safe around your art.
Hmm?
Probably wouldn't be safe around your art.
I tend to find that most people are more intelligent than I think they are. And I've always worked a lot with glass or neon. And a lot of things have been broken. But at the same time, a lot of things have survived.
You like Gandufi?
That was great.
We're gonna have over here.
So all you guys live in New York?
No, they're from all over. Just a
Well, I mean,
few.
I know that you guys are all from all around, but so this is like your here now meeting?
For like a week-long residency.
For a week.
Oh, that's so cool. All right. Well, in that case, I'm really flattered that you guys came out here. Thank you. Thanks, Al, for inviting me.
Yeah.
I've been here for 13 years with Nicola, who I think you met, right?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
She's next. Yeah.
They've been Kelm's neighbors, so we've become stepbrothers, best friends, enemies, frenemies, friends, lovers.
We have great sex.
Right. Tried that, didn't work. That was
Back in the wheelchair.
definitely sitting in the wheelchair for that one. But I mean, I don't know what to really tell you.
Tell us about your work, Andy.
You change mediums a lot, right? Maybe with every project.
I've worked a lot in sloped glass blowing. I worked with architectural installations.
Can I turn on the lights?
Sure, the like bright
They're
fluorescence.
horrible,
I know, but you
Original-
can see.
original look.
That is a good point.
So I've worked a lot with.
Everything in here except for that photograph and that photograph, which are Hari's from in there.
So I've done a gamut between putting artist residencies together. I work in sculpture. I've done a bunch of museum shows, a bunch of gallery shows. One show that I liked a lot was working. I like to collaborate with artists. Actually, Honey and I are collaborating on her project. Which, sorry, I couldn't show up on Friday. So yeah, we've been here for 13 years. Currently, I'm working on a project making German pop music, and for which I've invited 24 different artists to make videos, amongst others Kelm. I think Kelm might have shown you.
We'll show them after this.
Oh, okay, all right. My last big show, I guess, was in Mexico City at the National Museum, where I interacted with 16th century Baroque paintings. We did a neon installation similar to what you see here, but on a larger scale. It's kind of all I have to say about myself at the moment. I'm more interested in, like, what do you have to say, or like, what's your impression about joining the compound that I just found out is being surveilled by the police? literally.
This one is?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Okay.
police or the police or the NSA, who fucking knows. They just paid off the owner of the building across the street to surveil us, which we found out only because of, and this is where I love, like, transgressive behavior. One of my good friends who lives with me here now, and who's Callum's best friend, he got hammered with one of our new friends, a guest, and they decided to graffiti the buildings here and got arrested by the police. And I'm touchy about that since, you know, I put a company together that is managing the building across the street, which you saw Jack's studio, that's where I'm going to build my new studio. And since there's so much sort of attention, this is like maybe since you guys are like the tranny artists, right?
Yeah.
Social relations, economic relations, there's a lot of that going on here at the moment, just because like Kellum's life is next door, my life is here. We're trying to push through with the loft law, which is a law that just got passed to protect artists and their studios. But at the same time, I'm involved in like almost the opposite, meaning I'm managing the company to build new studios, but from the landlord's point of view. But you know, this neighborhood actually, there's something like 28 new condos that have just been built over the last 4 years that now are, now they're filled, and this is partly where we're seeing like such a change in demography. So when we spray painted that, because we're under pressure since we're going to have to look at the city and the city board. We're about to have a hearing in 2 days, and I was so mad initially, but not really mad. And then I talked to Ed. I mean, he had to go to jail. Right? He was out of jail.
Different Ed.
No, it's right over there.
He was cleaning it off
I just
whenever
told
it
him,
started.
like,
I called him and he said, "I'm cleaning it up." And I said, "The studio tour is about to start, and we're going to be next to you. I'm going to tell them you're all Banksy." And
Now Banksy's right here.
So the beauty is actually that this way Ed got to meet the owner from across the street. He got to apologize to our landlord. Our landlord's having issues with us because I just had to break the news to our landlord that we're going through with the loft law, which is a big hit for a landlord, or rather it just changes, you know, the tactics in terms of how you want to deal with your real estate and what a community is, right? So one of the things that's nice about Dean Street is that it's like a quasi-anarchic sort of conglomeration of creativities that come together. You know, you're going to meet Nicola in a little bit. She lives upstairs. I'm down here. She has a certain work methodology. Callum has a certain work methodology. Like, so we're like such different kinds of artists, but at the same time, I think that the space that has created itself, like we didn't create it, or at least I don't look at it that way, right? But there are so many creatives that come through it, and there's so much inspiration that comes out of that, which is similar to what school is supposed to be, right? This how to maintain yourself with a certain type of consciousness within the socioeconomic and sociocultural environment that you're producing in and living within. So that's sort of been literally on like the cusp of what I'm doing. Beyond that, of course, I'm an artist that at this point, you know, I used to teach at Columbia for 7 years. Nicola just became a full-time professor there. I've stepped back. I don't know what my point was anymore.
Anyways, Ed went to go apologize to
Ed
the
had to apologize to the owner from across the street, and the owner across the street was like, "Oh yeah, like the police or somebody just paid us a bunch of money so we could be on our roof to like surveil this place over here," which is like hilarious to me, right? Because what are we doing? We're
got pictures of us
like,
naked around the
make
fire.
photos and like get drunk.
But that other guy Ed is like a double felon in New York City, so. And you too.
Whatever. So, point being, yeah, I've been working for 13 years. I generally, as I just said, I work abroad a lot, so I've shown in about, at this point, I think 13, 14 different countries. And I have a lot of friends abroad, which, like, this program sounds like it's similar to that, right? You know, you're all from different countries. You're coming into New York, so this I like a lot about just hearing the project description of what you guys do. My studio at the moment, you know, I have my roommate Hadi, you've seen his work just recently now, right? And then I have Ed, who lives in my former storage room. I'm taking care of a couple other artists across the street. I have my beautiful assistant here, who's just graduated from Yale and is trying to like figure out how to create a living situation in New York. And so we're trying to suss out what her thoughts are. My work, just, you know, Google me. I'm not going to talk about my work. There's no sense in that. I think you can sort of tell by the attitude of how I conduct my studio what my methodology of working is, which is generally like very open sourced and trying to be as honest as I can, and then combining different methodologies in terms of pushing the envelope of what installation or sculpture can be or what performance is, but trying not to be too self-conscious about it. And so in other words, how to make work, figure out how I can be able to pay my rent, figure out how I can like go to Bolivia so I can go to rehab and make work down there and then come back to New York. So that's pretty much my studio.
What kind of rehab they got in Bolivia? They got good rehab in Bolivia?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's really cheap.
Do you think your work reflects your environment and your daily worries?
I mean, again, as I said, I'm not going to bother
Your daily
giving like a
worries.
formal presentation of my work because you can do that on your own time. Literally just go like Gandufi, like Google it. Like a lot of my work, I'd say about like 45% of it is published online, so you can look at it. But yeah, I work intensely sort of as a third generation light artist. And I'm the student of 3 of the more major installation artists. Like this is, now we're talking 15, 20 years ago when I was in college. And then when I was in grad school, you know, Columbia was very heavy on institutional critique and relational aesthetics. So, you know, by definition, I'm a former student of those schools of thinking and those methodologies of how to approach sculpture, what that is.
Yeah.
At the same time, I'm the son of a painter who was kind of a revolutionary muralist painter in New Mexico.
Who's that? Who's that?
Taha Kriegstein. She's not known here. She's famous in like Santa Fe, which actually Kellam's father now lives in Santa Fe. Taha Zara Kriegstein. She's dead now.
I'm in New Mexico. So
Oh, you're from New Mexico?
Same thing.
Oh, all right, yeah, Taha. Like, you know the Guadalupe Street, the mural there?
Yeah.
That's my mother. And then the big one on Cerritos Road, on the Empire State Building,
Yeah.
Empire Builder Supply.
Yeah.
That. It's like, seems like it's been already kind of